Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan.
Hello again, welcome back to World War II TV. We have some more live footage coming to you from Pearl Harbor, but unfortunately, Austin, my cameraman, cannot hear me, so I can't ask him to do anything for me, but here we are, some live images directly on the 80th anniversary.
All right, everybody clear out.
So let me remind you folks, these are all the veterans, courtesy of the Best Defense Foundation, which is run by Donnie Edwards. And this is Donnie Edwards, cameraman, videographer, Austin Bishop taking the footage for me. And they have 63 veterans over there in Pearl Harbor. 8 of them were there 80 years ago today. The others served in theaters all around the world. And
Come on, buddy.
the ceremony is over, and they're now doing one of their photo calls. And
Is David? Are we good?
so, yeah, the live images there.
We good?
The weather seems to be holding out, and so thank you those folks who have joined us for this. It's impromptu. The gentleman standing there in the white suit is a Pearl Harbor survivor. I cannot remember his name for a second, but I hope you appreciate what we're trying to bring you today. If you've got any questions, although I can't put them to Austin, but you can ask me, or please fire away with your comments. But it's just truly wonderful to see these veterans there, how much it means to them to be there on this 80th anniversary, those that were there in Hawaii on the day and those who joined up because of the events of 80 years ago today. Brilliant stuff.
All right. Right here, everyone, right here. All right, everybody, here we go. Order! Arm!
Have you seen David Russell?
Salute! Big arm!
He was
Salute!
walking at the end, and when I turned around, they're gone. Oh, wait, well, we're looking.
All right, we're done.
I thought maybe he didn't do the
Oh,
rest of
thank
it.
you,
They're
guys.
not back yet.
Huh? Okay. Thank you. All of you, thank you very, very much. Thank you for trusting us, the Best Defense Foundation, to bring all of you out here safely. You guys enjoy yourself? Yeah! Woo! Well, we're honored to bring you. We have an incredible team. I'm sure they took enormous care of you the whole entire time, right?
Yes, yes.
No need. And the only thing, you can't take us home with you. But I just want to thank everybody that was part of this program here, all of our sponsors, all of our incredible volunteers that worked tirelessly. I mean, we talked on the phone 24/7 all the time to make this wonderful. So I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. I'm so glad you're here to honor all your brothers and sisters that we lost on that day. So thank you guys very much.
Here,
I hope you guys had a great time. Okay?
How are you?
Don't move, everybody.
Everybody stay put.
David Russell, where are you?
Alright, we're gonna do one more shot with David Russell in, so everybody on the outside, you can take a couple steps back. Stand back. No, you gotta back up. Back up.
So here's a bright shot of the USS Missouri and the Pearl Harbor Memorial, or the Arizona Memorial, sorry.
All right, non-veterans, take a step back. Non-veterans, take a step back.
We're just out here herding cattle.
You guys to back up on the left, please. Step back. Non-veterans, take a step back. All right, one more time. We got everybody here now.
He's getting wet.
Right here. Detail! Present! Arms! Present arms! Salute! Present arms! Okay, you can present arms. There you go. All right, there you go. Detail!
63 World War II veterans. 5 Pearl Harbor survivors.
Right, good. And everybody that's part of PDF, everybody, let's all kind of squeeze in. Maybe they can get us all in the photo. All right? Everybody.
Us.
Get in there. Get in there. That's right. Let's squeeze in there. Find a spot.
Oh boy. I want to do a massive photo.
Come on in. Come on in the picture.
Jack Carr. Oh man, this just need the widest camera ever. Need the fucking Hubble for this thing. We're live on the internet right now, sir. Figured you'd do that.
No, you're good. I just wanted to keep that facing the right way. There you go.
All right, take a wide shot. Hey, just take a wide shot if you can.
You make a very good point there, Pat. I've worked a little bit with the Best Defense Foundation. Mag has worked with them more than me, and they make every veteran feel like a superstar, whether they were driving a truck or building airfields or first wave Marines. They just are all treated the same, and the bond they get when they've spent a week together, as these guys will have done, is incredible. They go there often not knowing each other. 2 days later, they're all best mates.
Aloha. Pretty much only our group left here at the hangar. Yeah, right. Did someone take his microphone out?
Jack Carr, the guy with the beard, kind of in his 30s, 40s, who went past earlier as part of the team. He is a Navy SEAL or former Navy SEAL and an author. If you look up Jack Carr, you'll find out who he is.
For sure.
I'm so pleased the weather seems to be holding for them. It was terrible. Another friend of mine who may still be able to get me some footage, her part of Hawaii is all flooded at the moment. There's severe weather warnings and risks of floods and all sorts of things up. But at least the ceremony was able to happen.
All right, Paul, looks like we're moving out.
Yep. Okay.
We got to move back to the bus now.
Well, on behalf of World War II TV, thank you very much, Austin. I know you can't hear me, but this is just amazing footage. Thank you very much. And yeah, we've lost. Tell. He can't hear me.
All right, Paul.
Thanks, Austin. Brilliant. We love you.
I know.
Brilliant.
I know. I
Cheers,
can't hear
then.
you, but
Yeah.
you can hear me. So.
Yeah. Have a good
Linda,
day.
thanks for having us on, and thanks for streaming this. Veterans love it.
Brilliant.
So we will see you guys hopefully soon.
See ya.
Right.
Thanks, Austin.
Bye.
Bye. Well, folks, I hope you appreciated that. Austin, along with all the team for the Best Defense Foundation, they go over there, and what you're seeing is the kind of exciting part. That's the, we would say, the icing on the cake. It's the being there at the ceremonies. But of course, behind the scenes, they're looking after these veterans 24 hours a day. There's lots of needs for them. There's feeding them. There's the allergies and ailments with dealing with a group of people who are in their late 90s, early hundreds. So it's an absolutely mammoth effort. And they plan these events weeks, months in advance. They were supposed to be going to Iwo Jima. I don't think that happened in the end. They did manage to get some veterans to Berlin, I think in July or August. But the amount of work they put is absolutely incredible. So I'm telling you once again, folks, the link to the Best Defense Foundation is in the description below. If you can't see it there, you can find them on YouTube. They put lots of content on YouTube. Austin is an amazing videographer. He puts these amazing little packages together. And also there is a show on my channel when I interviewed Donnie Edwards about a year ago about his work with the Best Defense Foundation. So for those who don't know, Donnie was, I think, 14 seasons pro as a linebacker, Kansas City Chiefs and the LA, or they are LA now, San Diego Chargers. And he does incredible work. And his team of over 100 volunteers who take those veterans out there. And Austin and the others, they put incredible hours. He was still communicating with me at about 2 o'clock this morning, his time, and was out there with the veterans at about 6 o'clock. So he had about 3 hours sleep, something like that. So incredible. And I also want to say that we also see the results of these trips. We see them there at Pearl Harbor. People like Donnie and this team, they stick with the veterans even when they get back home. And the sad thing, of course, is over the weeks and months, Mag was volunteering 2 years ago in Normandy, and some of the veterans on that trip have since passed away. But the Best Defense Foundation stay in contact with the veterans. They keep visiting them. They're in contact with their families, because the last you want to do is give a veteran some amazing trip for a week and then you never hear from them again. But they can keep the contact going. They are literally on the phone all the time with their veterans. They become part of the family, and it is incredible work. And also, as someone who's trying to bring history to people, they do sit and interview the veterans. They get their stories as well, which is great. So I just want to make it clear that what I do is really easy compared to what these guys do. I just talk to historians about the war and their writing and their projects. What these guys doing is truly selfless. And I say guys, there's gals there as well. And okay, they get the kick out of spending time with veterans, but the amount of work behind the scenes is phenomenal. And of course, it costs lots and lots of money. They do get help. I believe the airlines sponsored the flights out there this time, but beyond that, there's all the other expenses. So anyway, that may or may not be the last time I join you today with some live footage. We'll see what happens later on. There's a couple of other people I know over there who may be able to get me some footage, but the weather has been an issue there. If I don't join you again later today, don't forget tomorrow we have our World War II TV Fighting on Film crossover show, where we are going to be discussing the merits and opposite of merits of the various films that have tackled the events of Pearl Harbor. So In Harm's Way, Tora, 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 the Ben Affleck, Kate Beckinsale, Love Fest, Midway, From Here to Eternity. We'll even mention the Japanese film I Bombed Harbor. So check out that. And of course, we've got 2 more shows coming up later in the week. The Hospitals That Worked Tirelessly 80 years ago today to try and save the wounded. And we've got, of course, Craig Simons coming on Saturday to talk about the follow-up battle, which was there were others in between, but the Battle of the Coral Sea, which was the next big one after Pearl Harbor. So folks, again, thank you very much for joining us. Maybe I'll join you again later. Who knows? I'm going to kind of be on standby for anyone being able to get me footage. But again, like I said on the earlier live stream, to be able to bring you live footage from pretty much the other side of the world, is just an amazing treat. And I was rather moved by the earlier one, thinking about what those guys what was going through their minds when they were there. And we talked yesterday with Drac about the Imperial Japanese Navy and some of the things and the historical questions we have over it. And we also made the point yesterday of talking about the emotional resonance something like Pearl Harbor has. You can study it as historians. You can say, what can we learn about this? And did they choose the targets wisely? And should they have had a third strike? And should the Americans have done this? Should the Japanese have done that? That's all very well. And they're healthy discussions to have. But on a day like today, it's all about those guys who were there or who enlisted into services because of Pearl Harbor. And it's amazing that people like Best Defense Foundation can keep continuing to take these veterans there 80 years on. So there we are. I'm going to shut up now, and maybe you'll see me again later. But if not, enjoy the rest of your day. Think about the events of Pearl Harbor. But I will just close by playing, if you didn't watch yesterday's show, this is a clip. Marty Morgan, this story. I know a lot of you like Marty when he's appeared on my show. He recorded this for me 2 days ago about what we should be thinking about today. So I'll play that, and then I'll close out, and maybe I'll see you again later. So cheers. Thanks for watching.
Good morning and aloha from Pearl Harbor. I'm here to observe the 80th anniversary of December 7th, 1941. Now, on that date, the Japanese attacked every military installation on the island of Oahu, but the losses were heaviest here at Pearl Harbor. In fact, Battleship Division 1 would lose 1,665 men that day, mostly on battleship USS Arizona, and you can see that memorial across the harbor behind me. Now, I don't get to come here every year for the anniversary, but every December 7th, I do stop to remember Pearl Harbor and to remember the 2,403 Americans who lost their lives that day. I hope you will too.